it up. Okay.
All right. So, it is what it is. Looks like Ryan dropped off. He's having some technical difficulties. We'll pick him up on another show. I want to welcome you and everybody else out there to the Bidness. Yay! We had three excellent guests. One of them fell off, and we'll get him back. But for now, we've got Dave Kirchgessner from the fantastic band Mustard Plug out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And keep in mind, if you need a home, this man is an awesome realtor as well. So he'll get you the home of your dreams. You just have to live next to him. So, everyone's like, well, I have to live next to Dave. Yeah. And we got Jimmy Boom, the fabulous drummer of the Phenomenauts. He's also worked with Unsteady. What was the Hawaiian band? Red Session. That was it. Red Session. Congo Shock.
Yeah.
Got my heart right there. And several other groups. He's also been doing subs in the Slackers and with Kepi. Does a lot with Vic Ruggiero, and just keeps the whole ball rolling for ska and punk, and just a great guy to know. So, I am super happy to have you guys both on the show. And of course, it's me, Curtis from Monkey, and Brian in Hawaii from Monkey as my co-host. Thank you guys for all being here. How are you doing?
We're doing okay.
Yeah. All right, you still alive?
Muddling through it all. I'm not in Hawaii.
Yeah,
so I'm not,
how's it going?
It's not that great. Right. Not in California.
Oh, Ryan said his phone crashed. Why?
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
No, Ryan, hit me up on text. I'll get you at the next show. So, all right. So these shows are really simple. It's just conversation. Wherever it goes is wherever it goes. But I usually start it out with a quick question. This year has sucked for musicians. We've all had to be at home in one room with our crazy families, doing nothing and not expressing ourselves. What have you done this year to keep yourself sane and to keep the juices flowing? Let's start with Jimmy. What do you think?
Wow. Well, like the creative juices flowing, I've started learning how to bake, which is pretty creative.
Nice.
Yeah, I also tried to tackle two beats that I've always loved, but I never could just nail. It's just one of those things that you can. And so I've just been zoning in on these two beats. One is the Purdy Shuffle. I don't know if you heard Bernard Purdy's Shuffle. It's really an interesting kind of a funky beat that doesn't make any sense, but then it makes sense. Okay. And yeah.
Cool. What's the other one? Is it
the other one is actually from the Meters that probably everybody knows, and you think you can do Sister Strut, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just Strut. One of those things. Yeah, it's like it's almost like the more you do it, the worse off you are trying to figure it out. So yeah.
We had a similar situation with we covered Soul Island from the Meters, and it seems like such a easy song. Everyone's going do 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 Soul Island do do. But when you're there in the mix, it just sounds like it feels like you're going duh, duh, duh. It's nothing movie about it. And so I don't know if we did it good or bad, but we always ended the song feeling like it wasn't doing it justice.
Yeah, it's funny with those guys. They're syncopated in the most ridiculously simple way.
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually a class at one of the music schools. I think Berkeley School of Music has a class on the meters. It's called The Meter.
Yeah, I can see that.
So super cool.
I absolutely believe that.
Nice. And Dave, what have you been doing? How have you been keeping yourself busy?
Well, Yeah, creatively, it's been kind of rough off and on, you know. It's when everything hit in March, like it really threw us off, man. But we're at the process of like we started thinking about writing a new record, and you know, we've been you know, we started off probably like in early spring, train a bunch of demos back and forth through like GarageBand, which has been pretty cool. And I initially kind of was you know, fairly engaged. I think like as the summer wore on, I got less so because it you know, we went through this. We had a batch of songs, recorded that song for Sky Against Racism record, which is really, really cool.
Nice.
And that was cool because we haven't released anything in like 7 years. But then it's kind of like, okay, it's like you release something and then like it's kind of like crickets. You can't go out and like play it. You know, you can't do anything. You know, it's just so I kind of got frustrated and really stopped my whole like creative thing. Just kind of, you know, stopped for a second there. And it took me a while. Like I last like couple months. I mean, maybe last month or so, I've kind of gotten reinvigorated and started going back to some of the songs and picking up where I left off, trying to write lyrics and come up with some new song ideas. So, yeah, just lately I've been getting more creative, and I think it really helps. It feels like there's some light at the end of the tunnel now, vaccines, and you know, we've been talking to our agent about we're trying to book shows for the fall, and so I don't know. It just seems a little bit more. Like there's hope that we could actually play sometime, you know, and because for me, like the band and Scott and Joe has always just been like a live thing, you know. It's always been about the live show, and so to me, if like without the live show, there's no point to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, unfortunately, that's I mean, other genres I might not feel quite as much that way, but I mean, I felt there were times in the summer where I just had to like, I couldn't even think about ska. I couldn't even think about the band. It just was too like kind of heartbreaking. You know what I mean?
Can't think about it anymore.
Yeah. So I just stopped. I mean, I started. I mean, I didn't. The only new skill that I've done is I've learned how to identify some wild mushrooms. You know.
All right.
So
that's a skill.
Yeah, that was
What
the only pandemic skill that I've learned.
What kind of mushrooms are you talking about here?
Well, just kidding. You know, I haven't found any of those. But,
they're legal
mainly. You know, there's probably
in Oregon now.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, what kind of Michigan mushrooms are there?
Well, there's like a bunch of edible ones. There's like oyster mushrooms. I found a bunch of those in the spring, which are good. Morels, if you can find them. I found a big bunch of like this thing called hen of the woods in the fall, which is this big cluster. So that was fun. And that's kind of about it so far. I mean, there's another one, chicken of the woods, that's like really popular to find.
Have you eaten these varieties?
Yeah, I mean a couple of them.
Do they?
Yeah, definitely.
They have like really odd characteristics as opposed to like your store-bought mushrooms, your criminies or white mushrooms.
Well, I mean, they're definitely more flavorful. You know, I mean, they're definitely like a richer, more interesting taste. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not like a genius. I'm not like super obsessed, but it's just kind of a fun hobby, you know.
Yeah,
and especially like in times where you can't be inside socializing with people, at least you can go walk in the woods or whatever, you know. So,
at least you can pick stuff off of the ground
and eat it. Hope for the best.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Man, you know, we've been, my band, Monkey, has toured with both of you guys. And actually, Jimmy was in the band for a while. So there's lots of love in this room. I don't think I've had any bad times with any of you guys. I think it's been all good. It's a good time. Let's start with the crazy tour stories. I mean, we got between us, we probably have like 150 years worth of crazy tour stories.
Yeah, wow. Totally.
I'll start. Okay, so Monkey was on our first tour, and our trombone player whispered into the ear of our drummer and said, we should mutiny. We should get out of here. And so they flew home, and with varying results. You know, some of them, the people that left, one of them chose not to associate with the band anymore, and then the other one chose to say, man, that was probably a really bad maneuver. But you know, whatever, it's all in the past, right? But this is the time way before cell phones. This is 25 years ago. And so I get on the phone and I'm calling every band I know to get numbers of other bands, and I'm literally making a network across America from this hotel room as these two guys are yelling at me like, you're going to take me to the airport right now. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Hold on, I'm making a call. And I stayed on the phone literally for 24 hours straight. Now at the time, I didn't know Jimmy at all. Not at all, right? And so I told Jimmy what I had in mind. I said, we obviously aren't going to make tonight's gig, but we can make tomorrow night's gig if you fly out. You're from a band that I've heard of, and you know ska, so we can keep it simple and just keep to the ska beats. I think we can do the show. So the next day, I take the guys to the airport, drop them off, do the circle, come back, and pick Jimmy up, literally. Wow. And then we drive straight to the club, and we ask the bartender, hey, do you have a place where we can practice? And he says, well, downstairs we have a basement with a bunch of barrels. You got to move the barrels. So we move the barrels, put up a little drum set, go through the starts and stops of all the songs, and just say, you know, there's going to be a bunch of hits and stuff that you don't know. Don't worry about them. We'll just hit it. And if it sounds like hell, it'll sound like hell. Anyway, there was hardly anybody at the show. It was like a Wednesday or something. And we practiced for 3 hours, all the way up to the moment we were supposed to load on the stage. And then we played a 3-hour show with Jimmy.
Because was it a ski resort and it was like it was
it was in downtown Denver. It was something called the Eagle Bar, or the something Eagle Bar, something with the eagle, the talons. And there, you know, it wasn't like a massively sold out night or anything. It was under attended, so we were feeling loose and fun. And at some point, we decided that everybody in the band needed to solo to extend the songs as long as possible. Mm-hmm. And then we were like, Jimmy, take a song. He said, boom, ba, ba, boom, ba, da, ba. And we just walked away, got a beer. And he's like, boom, ba, 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 ba. Hey, you guys coming back? We're like,
they left me up there hanging to dry, just like
that was one of my
they just pulled the
favorite moments. That was one of my favorite moments, to take a guy that was so nice, come out there
and just put him in front of a firing squad.
Trial by fire.
Let's see how fast he falls on his face.
That's awesome.
Oh
man,
that was
I miss the days of those.
Go ahead.
The days of those 3-hour sets or whatever, those 3 sets you had to do like bars back in like that, especially like the early '90s.
Yeah,
you'd have like whatever, you get stuck playing some bar you really don't want to. You got to fill in a date or whatever. Like, well, you guys can play here, but you do have to have 3 50-minute sets.
Right.
That's like,
you're like, oh my
brutal.
God.
So brutal.
Shit, that's Monkey's bread and butter.
It can be.
We used to do a bunch of those. It's just like we do also terrible covers, just make stuff up. We have stuff like the funk jam, you know, 10-minute funk jams. We're like, hey, let's go into a Beatles song, funk jam style, you know, killing time.
Dude, I would love to be a fly on the wall during Mustard Plug's funk jam.
Yeah, we do a funky version of Yellow Submarine, sort of funk hip hop thing.
We all live in the motherfucking Yellow Submarine to do.
Yeah, it's a yellow submarine. Oh, what? A yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow. Yeah, we had a bass player that definitely did like the funky bass. Whatever. It was.
He's all. Yeah. You're over here in Funkland, and he's over here in the Seinfeld theme song.
Totally Seinfeld. Yeah, that was painful.
Awesome.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
I got a good tour story.
Yeah.
It's a Mustard Plug tour story. It was when I was with Congo Shock. I didn't even know you guys really, and we were on a tour. We had the day off, but we knew there was a show happening in Milwaukee that Mustard Plug, you guys were headlining, and there was a couple other bands. So we were like, well, going through there, we'll stop and maybe they'll even throw us on. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Well, the opening band didn't show up, or not in time at least. And they were like, well, yeah, sure. You guys get up there and you guys go play. And so we're getting, in fact, it was right after we were done playing. I went down and the Mustard Plug guys were standing in a circle, like in a huddle. And they had a bottle of like Gold Bond.
Oh, no.
And each of them held out their hand and they put a little bit of Gold Bond in their hand, and then they rubbed it in their nether regions. And then they all started just like jumping around and getting ready, and they were like, okay, let's fucking do this thing.
Yeah.
So what's the Gold Bond about? Tell us.
I never knew that drug existed until then. Yeah. It's like your balls are on fire.
It's invigorating. I forgot about that. The Gold Bond era of Mustard.
Did you guys learn that from someone else, or is that a thing?
I wish I knew where we got it from. I think it was Craig DeYoung, who was he was sax player and bass player with us for a while, and I think it's just like he'd bring it along on tour, and sometimes you don't get showers and stuff, and Gold Bond will kind of keep you from chafing, I guess. And he's like, "Oh God, you should try this." So then it became this ritual, this pre-show ritual that we did for a while. Yeah.
That's
Well, I was amazed. I was amazed at that thing. We were all just like, "What the fuck is going on over there?"
Yeah.
Fishbone used to do this thing with Tiger Balm. They stepped it up. They went up the next level. Tiger Balm is the stuff that when we were kids in grade school, we would buy Tiger Balm and put it under our eyes, and you would instantly start crying, and then you go, "Teacher, my mom just died. I gotta go home." and you would just try to make off like you had a really bad day, and then you would laugh about it with your friends, of course, with tears just streaming down your face and grease in your eyes.
You get all puffy. Oh God,
That's
red and irritated. Yeah, that's kids weren't smart.
that's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see the Gold Bond / Tiger Balm era is continuing to proliferate.
I wonder. we haven't done it for a while. It's been a long time since we broke out that.
Oh man, you got now you have to get a band. We have to have Mustard Plug as a band. All of you guys show up and then do the Gold Bond right before we actually start talking and see what happens.
Yeah.
Everybody just goes, "Oh man, I really want to tell the story."
Exactly.
Nice.
Cool.
oh man.
Oh, yeah. That story you said about the mutiny, it reminded me of we had a mutiny story. It was just like one guy, right? And so he was this dude that was in the band. I'm not going to reveal his name, but he was in the band for a short period of time, and we had a pretty long tour, if I remember right, like the whole U.S. out for 5 weeks, and I think we're in South Carolina or the South somewhere, and we have 2 shows left. And the whole tour, there's drama. And he's like, "I got to get to a payphone and talk to my girlfriend."
Oh,
and
one of those.
Right, that era. And he's like the whole time, "I think she's cheating on me with this dude. I totally think she's cheating on me with this dude." And just kind of freaking out. And this dude, I can't name that name, but he's a really, really famous rock and roll dude, originally from Michigan, right?
Okay.
Super famous dude, right?
Okay.
And so he's freaking out all the time. I think she's cheating. I think she's cheating. And then 2 days like before the tour's gonna start, he's like, we're like just chill. I think we may have had a day off or something, but we had 2 more gigs. And he's like, I gotta call my uncle because he lives in town. I'm gonna go out to dinner with him. We're like, yeah, cool, man. We'll see you later. And we get a call around 8 o'clock at night, like, guys, I'm not coming back. But my uncle's good. I'm freaking out. I got to get home. Check out my girlfriend. He's dropping me off at the bus station. I'm like, really, man? There's like 2 days left of the tour. I'm like, dude, I got to do it. Losing my mind. So like, we finish up the tour. Because he took a Greyhound, he beat us by 8 hours. and it turns out, from what I understand, he was right. His girlfriend was cheating on him. Rock star.
Was it one of the guys from the MC5? No, you got me.
That would be cool.
No, who was the famous Michigander?
Dude, I can't tell you because it'll like. Because like everyone in my circle will know exactly what's going on.
All right.
I'll tell you afterwards. I'll text you afterwards, maybe. You'll be like.
Actually, when I end the live thing, you guys can stay on and we can chill afterwards.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll just we'll have all the secrets out then.
Yeah. Make everybody watching just like, fuck you, we want to hear.
I'll try to amend your story of having to drop someone off and pay phones. We were on tour in and I won't mention anybody's names. We were on tour in Texas. And the entire night, one of our guys is talking on the phone with his girlfriend, soon to be his ex-girlfriend, soon to be his wife. And he's just having the worst conversation. He just, I hate talking to you, that sort of thing. And I keep going like, dude, get off the phone. Like, this is costing the band like $400 of a phone bill. Because, back then, there was only one phone for the entire band. Right? And we used it for all the booking and everything. And I'm like, dude, come on. We have like a 5-minute rule and you're like 28 minutes into it. And he's still like screaming. He's like, don't talk to me. And then the phone goes dead. So he's just, I'm going to throw this thing. And I'm like, no, don't throw the phone. For the love of God, put it on the charger. Chill out. We'll have a good time, right? So we have a good time. We do a good show. We go get dinner afterwards. It's really late because the cafe is like super late and super slow at serving, but it's fun. We're having a great time. And finally, everyone is so tired, and I drove all day long. So I'm like, I cannot drive, guys. I cannot drive. So Micah, our drummer, says, don't worry. I got it. I'll take it. Yeah, no worries. I'm good. So he gets onto the freeway, goes across the freeway, it crisscrosses another freeway, and he gets off at the very next stop to get gas, right? But not really to get gas. He just wants to go in the trailer and get his sweater, right? So the engine's running, go, 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 and he goes around the back, gets in the trailer, looks for his stuff, goes, got my sweater, gets back into the front of into the van, looks in the back, sees everybody sleeping and snoring, looks at the gas station, realizes I don't need any gas, and he pulls out, drives away. The next morning,
we know where this is going.
So the next morning, we get out of the van at a gas station. He's like, hey, can someone take over driving? I'm really tired. Okay, cool. And he's like, where's Evan? So Evan was his best friend from high school that joined us as the merch guy for the tour.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't know, maybe Evan's in the bathroom. I don't know. And we charge up the phone, and there's 17 messages from Evan. And they start out with like, hey guys, quick, hey guys, quick, turn around, you left me, guys, hey, please. And then the next one's like, guys, I'm serious, turn around, like right now. The next one is like, fuck you. And the next one is like, click, please. So he's jacked. He's been at this gas station all night long. Like Micah did a super drive. He was like 4.5 hours away, right? we were driving from Austin, Texas, all the way to Santa Fe.
Oh,
So, you know, that's a ridiculous drive. That's like 14 hours drive, right?
Yeah.
And we're like 5 hours into it, and he's begging us to turn around and pick him up. And we're like, dude, no, we
That's the
can't.
worst
There's no
drive.
way.
Yeah.
There's no way. We won't get the gig. And if we bail on this gig, we won't have gas money. Like,
Right.
you gotta step up. You gotta find your way there. So he gets a cop to drive him to the Greyhound station.
Oh.
And then he calls his mom so his mom can send money.
Give him.
You know, however people sent money those days. And he gets on the Greyhound, and, you know, he's hoping that he can meet us. Boom, Santa Fe, I'm there.
Correct.
No, he meets us the day after in Albuquerque.
Oh, God.
So we go to Santa Fe. We have this show. We drink all night. We have this girl. She's a Native American girl with this big ass ranch house, and we all slept in these nice cushy couches and beds around the house. And she woke up. She cooked us like Santa Fe breakfast with like peppers and everything. It was awesome. And then we casually drove the 30 minutes to get to Albuquerque, and picked up Evan, and he just walks out like this. The funniest thing about it is he's like, you know, you hear those stories where they say, you know, don't take a Greyhound anywhere because like really unsavory people are on Greyhound. He says, I'm sitting next to this lady and she's really itchy. Right? She's, you know,
Oh, no.
she's talking about like, I just broke out of jail, man. Don't make any moves. Don't make any moves. Don't be sudden, because like people are looking for me. People are looking for me. And he's just like, okay, this lady's a little strange. I'm just going to keep my face towards the window and try not to use the bathroom. Try not to disturb her. We're just going to hang out here. And he says, she just keeps going on and on and on and on about this. And he's like, man, I wish you would just shut up. And then the cops pulled the bus over, and they take her off in cuffs.
Oh, no.
And he's like, she could have shanked me. She could have killed me, and it would have been her fault.
Tour's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah. Everybody count for themselves.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It is not.
If I could say one thing, if you stop in the middle of the night and you jump out to go to the bathroom, leave the door crack open. Just the crack.
Yeah.
Just so when you drive, the sliding door goes, and someone says, why is the door open? Oh, because Evan's not.
Right.
How about the time, Curtis, when we got snowed in Tahoe? We were all sleeping in the
that's a
van
great one.
because we got there too late, and it was in a parking lot, like a Safeway parking lot or something. And when we woke up, they had plowed the parking lot, but all the snow was on the van that we were sleeping in.
Oh, no.
We were literally like snowed in. We had to roll down the windows and like dig our fucking way out of there. You remember that? That's dangerous tours.
Yeah, so we had driven all night, and we didn't have a show in the town that night, but we figured like the closest club we could get to we were actually supposed to play in South Lake Tahoe the night afterwards, but we were at North Lake Tahoe and we barely made it in because it was snow. It was dumping like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And so we stopped at the Elevation Club and we begged them to be let on the show. They had some like disco cover band that was playing, and we said, please, we'll play for free. We just we just want to do something instead of like letting the wheels roll, because we just came from like Salt Lake or something like that. And so we beg the owner, and the owner's like, they don't want to let you on, but I'll buy you guys a big round of drinks. And so he just pours us all a bunch of beer and shots and stuff, and we get drunk, and we're just like, hey, we're not at a show, but we still get to like hang out, right? And then we go to we can't, there's no call in a hotel at 3 a.m. That's open during skiing season. So we're like, we have sleeping bags. We're just going to all sleep in the van. It's all good. The guys with the plows pushed all the snow up against our van.
Like on purpose. It was almost like, hey, there's a ska band. Let's do this tour.
Like, I hate ska.
It's the worst genre.
And so we literally had to, we opened the window, punched a hole through the snow, and then slid down on our face.
Yeah, dug our fucking
Like
selves out.
Superman. Ah!
God.
Oh,
And then we had to go.
oh man.
We had to go beg the Safeway, because it was a Safeway parking lot. It was in Incline Village. We had to beg the Safeway for a plastic snow shovel that was really ineffective, and we sat there just chiseling the snow out from the vehicle so that we could get the tires to grab on the cement.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love touring during snow. We were out on the it was pretty stupid of us to actually drive like this, but we were out on the Ska's Dead tour with Mustard Plug and Voodoo Glow Skulls and Dill's Gone Bad.
Yeah.
And we left Denver, and the next day we were supposed to play in Grand Junction, Colorado, and it was just fucking dumping over the Rockies, over the crest. And we get this call from, I don't know if it was from you guys or if it was from the Voodoo guys or who it was, but like we were the only band on that tour without a trailer, and all of you got rerouted to Laramie. And we're just like, fuck it, let's go.
There was no snow.
There was no snow.
Literally, it was dumping for about the first 20 minutes, and then it was gorgeous after that.
That still isn't quite like the Ska Parade tour when we were out earlier in 2020, where the window was icing so much that I had grabbed a bottle of vodka from the back of the van, and like every 5 minutes or so we were getting out, and I'm just like splooshing vodka across the front window so we can cut through the ice. And at one point in time I get out, and there's like a highway patrol dude sitting there, and he's all like, "Everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I just sploosh, and he's all, "Is that alcohol?" It's like, "Yeah." He's all like,
"Hey, Mel."
No. He's all, "You're not drinking it, are you?" I'm like, "No." Like, I hate touring in the snow.
I hate it.
We're not good at it. Yeah, you must
No.
have horrible snow stories.
Actually, Tim Kingstrom wants to know if you've got any Minnesota tour stories.
Oh, Minnesota.
Ah, that's right. Josh Coots suggested vodka.
You have to say,
Sorry.
Minnesota.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
Well,
Yeah.
We broke down the
over there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, we played like Minneapolis a lot. I'm trying to think of like anything crazy that happened. You know, most of the latest batch of shows we did at the Triple Rock, which is like just this awesome club that's, you know, owned by one of the Dillinger Ford guys or whatever. And I don't know, that's, you know, they're always great shows and everything went smooth. It's like a really well-run club. I don't remember it ever like, you know, I mean, we used to tour in wintertime a lot more, and there's a lot of that just like white knuckle rides that just suck. You know, they all kind of run together of like this feeling of terror, like hoping that the van doesn't go careening off the side of the road, you know. But we were lucky; I never did. I mean, there's times we'd dig it out and stuff like that. But I mean, the one thing I'll say is like our last show in Minneapolis was like the final, like one of the final shows before Triple Rock closed down, and that was just such an epic show. It's just so amazing. It was like one of those things where it's like, you know, it's like super historic club, and it's like one of the last shows ever going to happen this place. And it was just very, like, such a great show, but it's also sad, you know, one of those things. But
it was such a locals place, man. It was like a, you know, such a Minneapolis, like, very
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's one of those things that's like, you know, the whole club is of the scene. You know what I mean? Like everyone that works there is in bands or goes shows.
Like it was open, or it was owned by the Off With Their Heads guys, right? Or the
Dillinger 4. One of the guys from Dillinger 4, I thought.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think it's.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah. And
they would always put us up whenever we would play there. They put us up at their house, and it's just so. It was very Minnesota hospitality, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they treated you right, and it was like
Yeah.
the whole thing was kind of built with artists in mind, and they just kind of got it. It's not like some guy who owns a bar and he's not successful, so he tries live music and he resents having to do it, and you know what I mean. There's like those bars out there, where the guy doesn't really he just sort of fluked into it. I mean, there's just the opposite of that, where like it was very intentional and very artist friendly and that sort of thing. And there definitely aren't enough places like that,
We actually had this. We had this club that we used to play in San Francisco. It was a little tiny stinky blues bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this place was like the kind of place where you walk past, you heard like some guy out of tune, like my baby left me, and you look in and there's like 4 dudes just drinking themselves to death, right?
Right.
But we loved playing this bar because even though it was hard to get to and it was stinky and it was like a little tiny place, for some reason when we played, the place went off like a freaking bomb, right? So it's like the room itself fit maybe 50 people, but we would have like 170 people. It would be like spilling out into the sidewalk. People couldn't get in. There's like a door guy going, no, you can't wait. You have to wait until the last drunk comes out, that sort of thing. And we would play and just slaughter the room, just slaughter it. There's people just having a good time. There's beer everywhere. I'm like, this guy has to love us. He ended up firing us. I can't have you at the club anymore. And I said, why? And he said, those nights when there's like 4 old guys drinking themselves to death and there's nobody else in the bar? I make more money on sales that night than I do when your band plays because everyone's dancing. And he said,
that seems crazy.
Was that the Grand Green?
Said,
yeah, okay.
He said, I got to hire like 3 security guards, like 4 bar backs.
Oh, yeah.
The place is just pumping out the floor, and I can't get anybody to buy a damn drink.
Yeah. Then his regulars all pissed off.
Right.
There's always kids at the bar on their seats.
Yeah.
And he has to hear about it.
I remember they had a flown sound system, but it would always blow out. So they would get like what do you call it? Like standard powered speakers, and just stand them on either side of the stage until they fix the flown speakers, right? And so every other show we'd have these like powered speakers, and I had a brand new phone, and I was like, oh, where do I put this thing? And I looked in the top of the power speaker is one of those little hand grips, you put your hand underneath it, pick it up. It's a Mackie, right? Anybody who knows Mackie speakers, they have a little scoop, right? So I put the phone in the scoop and I'm like, perfect spot. Nobody's going to touch it. And we're just jamming. And this dude is like macking on these girls all, hey, baby, you going to dance with me? And he takes his beer and he puts it on top of the rounded top speaker. And it just pours completely and fills that cup with beer, and I have some bloop bubbles and all. Hey,
Dave, I have a question. It's just more of a current events question for you.
Yeah.
I hear that there's a song that's being used, one of your songs being used by the NHL team.
Well, yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's just happened like last week, and I don't know if it's they're just kind of trying it out. We got contacted by someone from the Red Wings, the Detroit National Hockey League team, saying, hey, they thought like our song, the beer song, would be good to play after they score a goal. So they said they're gonna like try it out. They asked if we had a version that like didn't have, it was just instrumental with like the background vocals. And so we're digging through all our tapes because we don't have one. We were thinking, well, we could remix it real quick or whatever. Couldn't find it. We're just digging through the archives. But they an edited version. I guess it's like yesterday's game or whatever. Oh. And I don't. Here's the downside of it. It's just being played in the arena where they're playing, not like officially broadcast on the
okay.
So that's cooler.
It would be cool if anyone was in the arena.
Oh,
that's true. That's true. Nobody's there.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So there's only because of COVID, there's only like 50 people in this giant arena. And so I don't know. Like I think it would be cool if there's 40,000 people. singing along. Go, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
I would think it might even catch on.
Yeah, well, I think it would.
Yeah, who's to say? So I don't know. Hopefully they'll keep it in rotation. It'll work, and they'll like it and keep it in rotation until like there's actually people in the stands or whatever. But yeah, we'll see.
Timing. It's all timing.
All timing. Yeah.
Isn't that just like a ska band though? Like you get the most awesome thing. Like we're gonna play it on the biggest sound system ever, but there's nobody allowed in the room.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
You're going to be the Super Bowl halftime show, but there's no show.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's always like you're gonna be the Super Bowl halftime show for the parking lot. There's still people out there, and they're really drunk, and they want to hear music and not remember who played.
Right.
But really, all they want to hear is some Skinnerd.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know, Dave. I think it could be a new thing for you guys. So, you know, the Dropkick Murphys, they got a big boost out of their Red Sox song, right?
Yeah.
There was a team, I think it was the LA hockey team. They have a song they use from the Bronx, an LA band.
Cool.
Yeah, and like it went to the top of the charts. Like K-Rock was playing it all the time. They were making money on it. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So you never know.
You never know, man.
Could happen. I'll cross my fingers.
Are the Red Wings any good? Are they any
What's
good?
that?
Are the Red Wings any good?
You know, I heard they're not that good this year. I mean, generally speaking, it's a really strong team.
Okay.
But I don't really follow it that much, so I don't really know. But I've heard they're not doing super great this year, but who knows? I mean, they're not doing as bad as they've done recently. So, yeah.
Really, they just need to make goals so that your song.
Yeah.
Will...
Exactly. And they do have like a super loyal fan base, like really loyal. So whether they're winning or not, like normally there's lots of people watching them. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
What about any of the other guys in the band? Are they hockey guys? Are they Red Wings fans? Or are you guys all?
Not really. No.
Okay. I didn't know.
One guy, we got a sax player that is tours with us sometimes. He's kind of not like a full-time member, but he'll jump on stage sometime with us and stuff. And he's a hockey fan. Sure, we have some ex-members that are hockey fans, but
right.
No, I don't think it was like a real huge hockey fan in the band right now. So yeah, I mean, there's like, then there's like a core of the band that just doesn't watch sports.
Yeah.
Me and Colin are just totally oblivious. You only have so many brain cells, right? And like those brain cells that like a lot of dudes put towards like sports stuff. That's like kind of music stuff in my brain, I think. I just
I'm totally the same way. Like for me, when people start talking stats, they're like, "Oh, he had a 15/11 RBI, season 42." It literally sounds like another language to me.
Totally, yeah.
Like, are you guys doing math? Like I thought jocks were not about math, and all you guys are doing is talking numbers every day.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
Right
on. But that's cool though. That's any time you can get some sort of push,
Yeah.
Accept it, move on. Hopefully it makes a dent, and if it doesn't, it's just it didn't really cost you anything.
Yeah. We had a thing like the ESPN was playing one of our songs, Mendoza, because there was they had a Monday baseball thing, and there was a player with the last name Mendoza. So like for like a year or something, they're playing that song, and it was for the broadcast of it, which was cool because like we got $2,000 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't follow baseball that much either, and I don't think that baseball player got super famous or anything like that, or maybe got so famous he's like, don't play that song, it sucks. He had the power to say that, one or the other, but because that kind of died off. But,
you gotta write.
It's too happy. I need the beats to drop.
Yeah.
You need to write another song about Mendoza hates mustard plug.
Yeah, there you go. Totally. Yeah, it's funny, like weird places that like we've had, you know, mustard plug pop up in kind of weird random places sometimes. Like our stickers and the back walls of like a scene in a TV show. We've had a few of those, and just random stuff like that. So it's funny because like fans that are just kind of real casual fans might not even be fans, but like know us. You know, have a cousin call up and say, "Dude, I just saw Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and your sticker is in the
I remember
of the bar." And like
that. I remember that.
Yeah, just stuff like that.
That's
hilarious.
cool. That's cool.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
whatever. You know, keeps the name alive. But,
We got
yeah.
got offered a spot on a video game once as a, you know, as part of the soundtrack for the video game. And this was during the
cool.
like Tony Hawk, like, oh my God, every
Yep.
video game has to have a punk soundtrack, right? And
Right.
so they chose like 3 of our songs. One of the songs was in the title credits that no one gets to because it's like the end of the game,
Yeah.
right? And then the other song was the losing sound.
Oh no!
Yeah, we have this song. We have the song that's like
That's
it was-
probably played the most. Right? Like you get to lose a lot before you win.
but the song starts. It's off our first album. It's the song that we get requested the most, but we never play. It's Dagobah, right? And it starts with this like lonely sounding melodica. And every time he bailed in the snow, it's like, and they would just play the melodica, just the first 4 bars of the melodica, and the rest of the song was just in the trash. They're like,
So funny because you hear the bands that like we got huge because we were on the Tony Hawk game, or like we blew up because we were in the soundtrack to Departed, or whatever. You know, and Mustard Plug has done that stuff, but we're like on video games that no one ever plays and movies that no one ever watches.
yeah. Same with
Yeah.
us.
One of our video games was like Surfing 360 or something like that no one ever played. And we got a movie called College that was just like one of those stupid movies that no one ever watched.
We're on 2 video games. One is a traditional, I think NES or whatever video game that's called Big Air, surfboarding or snowboarding competition game. And then the other one is one that's made for like iPhones, and it's called Dog Football.
Dog football.
It's for little fluffy dogs run around and bite at a football, and it bounces to the next goal, and that's it. And then you hear our music's like in the background, and that's it. Yeah. And nobody downloaded this game. Nobody played it. It's
Download it right now. That sounds like
Dog Football. We're on there.
Right on. So cool.
We're also on a movie called Pervert the Movie. And do you guys know who? Oh God, what's his name? 1960s director that did like Amazonian women films, where like the Amazonian women with big boobs would like fight each other.
Yeah.
Faster Cat Kill.
Russ Meyer?
God, what's his name? Yeah, Russ Meyer. So this a film that a guy who got out of film school was like, I'm going to do a Russ Meyer tribute, and I've got just the right girls, and it's going to be awesome. And of course, it wasn't. And at some point, these girls are happy. And they're wrestling each other in the dirt, and they're kicking the hell out of this guy that's like trying to escape from the facility in the desert. And the guy, is trying to like fend off these girls that have like knives and guns, and then a snake launches at him, and he grabs the snake and he's wrestling the snake, and it's playing our song Tap Water. And that's yeah. I mean, it was.
Hey, the movie has a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
There you go.
At least you're up.
It had all the right porn actresses in it. I don't know why it didn't do well.
Look up College. That's the name of the movie that we were in. It's called College.
College.
How many?
Did you ever watch it, Dave? Did you watch the movie College?
I don't think I ever did.
Oh, well, see that you didn't even watch it.
Yeah. We were in another movie though. It was on the Disney Channel called Double Time. That was on about girls high school football team, and we got like our song in one of the pivotal moments where they're dribbling out of court and they like win the game, blah, 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 and that was kind of cool because like it was. I don't think that probably didn't suck. It was probably at least mediocre because they like kept playing it year after year. And so we'd get like $50 here, $100 there rolled in through like BMI and stuff.
And
that's
that's
actually pretty awesome.
Disney?
It was a Disney Channel. It was a Disney thing. It was like a straight to like TV thing, but it was like, called Double Time.
The Disney Channel put on a band called Mustard Plug. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds wholesome enough.
Yeah, totally.
Hey.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like hot dogs, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
So Jimmy, I gotta know what's the.
Hey, that's got a 4.6 out of 10.
4.6 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's slightly better.
Better than over the movie.
You should watch it. Yeah. So Jimmy, how's the infrastructure, man? How's Mission Control? How's the spaceship? What's
Well, we got a broken window the other day. I had to replace that. I had to move. The bus hasn't even been moved since the pandemic, right?
Right.
And then they were doing some work out there, and there was a bunch of signs, so I had to like jump start it and move it a couple of blocks away so they could do a bunch of road work stuff and then move it back. But other than that, man, I haven't done anything. I've been being good. I really think this is the thing. Like, if we would have all taken it, not just you four, but if the whole world would have taken this serious, I think we'd at least be sitting better by now.
Yeah.
But man, it's not a lot going on.
Right.
Yeah. And same with the rest of the band too. Like everybody else is, if they were able to keep their jobs, they're doing those from home, and the rest of us are just kind of watching, documentaries about space.
Right. Okay. Right on.
Nice.
I think I've watched every documentary there is. I think I've gotten to the end. There are much more.
You've gotten into the category of like Trump conspiracy documentaries.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't go down those.
Yeah, going down the Q shoot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man, guys. Speaking of, we have like 16 hours left of that fucker.
I know.
I didn't think the world would last a year with that guy in there, and look at us, we did it.
We did it. We survived. I know. It's gonna feel really good tomorrow. I mean, it really will. There's gonna be that first shock of like, oh my God, he pardoned Charlie Manson. Of like all the pardons he does tonight at midnight.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's just gonna be disgusting and brutal, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He pardoned Hitler. He pardoned Idi Amin. He pardoned whatever. But that's gonna be brutal. But tomorrow, after you get over that initial shock, it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys were watching the news today, but they cleared out the Capitol and the reflection pool in the Lincoln Monument. They lined up 400 lights to represent the 400,000 people that have died because of COVID. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, a president that before he takes office makes a gesture like that means that like people are actually going to be hurt again.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody is heard.
They're being pretty.
So what?
Yeah.
I hope everybody isn't heard.
Well.
Just the right people.
Right.
Let's get the rabid people away from the mic.
Yeah.
Get them away. Get them away.
Well, they're being
Yeah.
pretty serious about all this vetting stuff. Like, I know they've got like 25,000 troops there. They've already pulled like 12 or 13 National Guards that they're like, oh no, you're like, you have like some serious like right-wing Q conspiracy theory like ties. You aren't
Right.
allowed to be here
Yeah.
protecting the Capitol. Like, sorry, stand down. So it's like,
Stand down.
Well,
Right.
Dave, you're right in the heart of that stuff, right? Like, Michigan is like, you guys are militia country.
Yes, we are. Michigan is crazy. I don't feel like Michigan used to be that crazy, like growing up, but Michigan somehow became the new Florida somewhere along the way.
Yeah, it really did.
I don't know. Like, how is this normal? Like, people, like these militia people, like there's the dress rehearsal of invading the Capitol. It happened at the Lansing Capitol a month prior.
Right.
People walked in with machine guns and stuff. They didn't try to like take anyone prisoner, but they like came with their like AR-15s and all that crap. And then there's the plot. Then there's the plot that these people they tried to kidnap the governor.
Yeah.
The FBI found out.
Yeah.
It's just batshit crazy, but on the other hand, I'm proud to say that Michigan did go blue, and we're a swing state that actually turned it around this time. So, it's
Go Michigan.
yeah. So I mean, like I try to explain it, like Michigan has always been a little crazy. For every like Ted Nugent, you have George Clinton. For every Kid Rock, you got Iggy Pop. So I mean, you got the good and the evil.
You got people like Michael Moore trying to at least shake people into reality. Like, hey guys, people are dying here.
Yeah.
Could you help? Like, clean water would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Well, they just arrested all of the like former governor and everything about the Flint stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Schneider, like the former governor, thought he was out scot-free, and now
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
See, and it's people like that the asshole is going to get pardons too. Like,
right.
Just like,
Right.
Like,
I don't know if Schneider supported Trump though, so maybe not. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens. Yeah,
Well, so-
but there's going to be all sorts of his criminal buddies that are going to get.
But he'll
just insane.
Just pardon people just because he knows it'll affect people.
Yeah.
Like people, it'll burn people.
Well,
so
I guess
he's
I guess the stuff that's going on in Michigan, all those arrests, that's state level, isn't it? That's not federal.
Oh yeah. Well, as far as with the Flint water crisis stuff, or
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then you can't pardon him anyway. That's cool.
Right. Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I haven't been following that too closely. I mean, it's hard. There's so many fires
so much.
There's so much going on. Yeah.
There's too much, and I'm like, I've never been a huge Biden fan or a Kamala fan, honestly. But at least they're like adults driving the vehicle again.
Yeah, exactly.
And I really hope that we can keep up the pressure on the new executive branch coming in to like keep humanitarian stuff going good.
Right. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, to see what. I mean, I think in the whole like the Senate race, that getting the Senate, I mean, is a game changer too, because you can actually get some stuff done. It kind of makes a difference between being able to like not do bad stuff, which where they were before, to actually getting some good stuff done. But it's crazy. I'm very cautiously optimistic right now, and I think I kind of feel the last 4 years just like this sort of underlying feeling of like anxiety and dread, just waiting for the next dumpster fire, and it'll be nice not to have to feel that way.
Yeah.
You guys, I got to get going, but it's been real, man. And
Yeah.
we're gonna get through this, and I'm feeling hopeful too. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. So like we end the program every day, I just want to encourage everybody out there that's watching it to reach out to musicians, people that work at bars, people that work at pubs, people who work at restaurants, bookers, managers, promoters, anybody who does art. Just let them know that they're still alive and that people still adore them. And as artists, keep the ball rolling. Tell everybody to keep doing it. We're all doing good. We'll get out of this soon. Everyone can borrow a plastic shovel from Safeway.
I'm putting some links in the comments right now for anybody that wants to buy some merch from anybody that was on, including Ryan, who got cut off like 30 seconds into.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Good seeing you.
Bye. All right. Well, that's the business. If you guys tune in every Monday through Thursday, and we'll just keep doing this until we run out of rock stars. There's got to be an end to this rock star funnel that we're in. Yep. So awesome. It was great having you, Dave.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Later, guys.
Live long and prosper.